Well, basically in 9/11, my role was, I was the first paramedic on the scene. And my role was to triage and assess what was going on. Also to make sure that basically triaging the patients that were critically injured, send them by ambulance to the nearest hospital, and assisting people to locate themselves away from the towers. When I rolled up here, it was the first plane had just hit. And actually I was standing in front of the hospital, and I actually started driving here, and then I was assigned to the call. I was on the computer, my unit was assigned to the call. So I arrived here, the first plane had just hit. The most vivid memory from that day was before the tower collapsed. Looking at the people jumping because the towers were on fire, and the chaos of people running around and basically crying and screaming, cell phones all over the place, briefcases. For a paramedic, this is what we do. Basically, we help people, and to not be able to do anything for them, that really was hard for me. And to this day, this is basically what I recall the most on that day. From 9/11 up to now, since I'm still in the same area, it was challenging. It has been challenging for the past 10 years because I lived and survived through the whole incident, and then I have to work in the same area. I kept working, coming around here, construction site where we had a lot of, sometimes injured workers, and we come on a daily basis. It's been challenging, but I think that's what had helped me a lot to sort of being able to cope with the job, because I never separated completely, and it's real. It was real, and it happened. It's not just something that is on my head. And just seeing now the new towers, how they're building all this, it makes me I learned to embrace the whole tragedy instead of backing off and just having it on my head. And I think working in the neighborhood, that's what helped me a lot, and doing the same job. I always felt that I needed to do some kind of work helping people directly, but basically out of being a survivor from 9/11 and seeing what I saw, I think that to me that was like the true confirmation of my vocation. And from that day on, when I saw what happened and how I made it out of there alive, I made myself a promise that I will continue as far as I can doing this kind of work. People have changed a lot because they are aware of what our role is, what we do now. People know what's a paramedic, instead of thinking that we're just ambulance drivers, that we're not skilled, that we don't basically do more than transport a patient to the hospital. They're more courteous, and they're more attentive, and they understand our role, and I think they appreciate our role better now.